I read the book and I really enjoyed it. And I think what makes you special is your extreme ability to be introspective, reflective about your life, to keep challenging yourself, to keep changing, keep growing. And you're very, very honest about what you perceive as your own shortcomings, whether it was early on in your marriage, something you addressed, whether it was the life lessons you took from your dad and your uncle and you're sort of growing up, which you realized as an adult weren't so great. Or even right down to, we don't have to get into it, but like the size of certain man parts that you just, like Howard Stern style, put it out there, Charlamagne. I have to say, you're a brave man.
I don't know if you call it brave. I think that we lack self-awareness, man. And I think that one of the main reasons that, a lot of people just aren't being honest with themselves, which is why the book is called Get Honest or Die Lying, is because it's so easy to be real with other people, but it's so hard to be real with yourself. And, they have all of these cliche terms like, I keep it real, but usually the people who keep it real can only do that with others. But man, when that mirror gets in front of them, it's very hard for them to have those like super honest conversations with themselves. And my whole life, that's what I've, challenged myself to be, just honest. Because, my dad used to always tell me something when I was young. He was like, man, when you lie to me, you're not lying to me, you lying to yourself. And that's something that just always stuck with me. And you can kind of tell the people who are lying to themselves in our society. And I went away on a spiritual retreat, earlier this year, me and my wife. And one of the things that came up for me during that time away was stop lying to yourself and stop volunteering those lies to other people. And that's literally what I wrote this book for. I wrote this book for people to stop lying to themselves and stop volunteering those lies to other people.
All right, I've got to read you this because my fourth grade boy was at an end of year ceremony just 2 days ago. And my husband and I went, and their fourth grade teacher read to this class of boys the following poem, which speaks exactly to what you're saying. I cried, I'm not gonna lie. You're a dad, you're gonna be able to relate. But it's called That Guy in the Glass. It's by Dale Wimbrow, and it goes as follows. When you get what you want in your struggle for self and the world makes you king for a day, then go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that guy has to say. For it isn't your mother, brother, or friends whose judgment you must pass. The person whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back at the glass. You can go down the pathway of years, receiving pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartache and tears if you cheated that guy in the glass. That's exactly what you're saying. That's a theme of your book in some ways.
Powerful words. Whoever that was who wrote that, they remixed Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. I just want you to know I'm talking about the man in the mirror.
In the mirror. Yeah.
I'm asking him to change his way. That's all that is. But whoever wrote that is absolutely positively true. The hardest thing for us to do is look in the mirror every day and be honest with ourselves. And I literally challenge myself every day. I wake up every day, and before I'm honest with anybody else, before I'm telling anybody else about what I think they may be doing wrong, or if I give them compliments on what they're doing right, I talk to myself first. Like, that inner voice in your head, the things you tell yourself are really the most important. And that's what I do every morning.
It's something you've worked at, you've cultivated. You talk in the book about the therapy you've been through, all the way down to, I don't know if this didn't exactly come from your therapist, but you have a spiritual guru in your life as well. And the tree hugging, you're a tree hugger, but not exactly in the Green New Deal sense, in a different kind of way. Explain.
Yeah, it's a chapter called Tree Hug the Block. And, I just talk about the benefits of, doing things like forest bathing, walking around in your yard with your shoes off and your socks off and just doing grounding exercises, going up to trees, putting both hands on the trees, putting your forehead on the tree, taking a few deep breaths, saying a prayer, sometimes, just sitting shirtless with your back to the tree. Me and one of my spiritual advisors, her name is Yadi Alba, we laugh because, she always says, lay down in the ground, face down, ass up, right? And just let the earth, just feel the earth. And man, you'd be surprised how when you're stressed out or if, you're, battling like a bout of depression or your anxiety levels are high, you'd be surprised how that just brings you right back to center. And, we used to laugh, back in the day at the people who used to consider themselves, tree huggers. You'd be like, oh man, they just high. Everything is great when you're high. And guess what, Megyn, they right. You know, when you high, you walking around doing some grounding in the backyard, or even when you're not high, it really does feel great, and it really does bring you back to center in a real way. I like the beach too. I like walking, barefoot on the beach. I would hope I would hope the only time you're walking on the beach is barefoot. But walking on the beach barefoot, going in the ocean, being in the ocean, looking right up at the sun, saying a prayer directly from the water to the sun, man, all of that brings you back to center in such real ways.
I know you say in the book, if you're feeling self-conscious about hugging a tree, of actually hugging a tree, putting your face up against the tree, start small, maybe just sit with your back up against the tree so people don't think you're crazy, but you could kind of graduate to a full 5-minute hug of a tree, and it actually could be transformative. That's such a beautiful way of dealing with anxiety, which you admit you have dealt with for years, versus just taking a pill, which is what the medical community will push on you these days.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not against, anybody who needs medication, for certain things, but personally, I've never had to use it. I remember my father, even when I was young, when they were trying to put me on like Ritalin as a child, my father was like, no. Back then though, it wasn't, he don't need Ritalin because he don't need to just be on medication. It was, he don't need no Ritalin, he needs his ass beat. Right. So, but even now, it's like we don't necessarily, medicine shouldn't be the first option all the time. I feel like, this is a glorious earth that we're on. And like there's a lot of natural remedies and holistic remedies that we could be, tapping into that bring us those same results, a lot of those things in the pharmaceutical world.
I want to tell you about Genucel's 25-year anniversary with an extra 25% off their already awesome prices, making this the biggest Genucel sale ever. Right now, get Genucel's most popular package featuring Gen 90 for immediate results in minutes, and their top-selling under-eye bags and puffiness serum for over 70% off. Save big on all Genucel top-selling products for a younger, more youthful-looking you. And see those pesky bags and puffiness disappear right before your eyes. Genucel guarantees you will see results in less than 12 hours or your money back. For a limited time, get 70% off, 70 I say, plus an extra 25% anniversary discount automatically applied at checkout. I mean, if my math is correct, that's 95% off. Good luck finding a better sale. Once this sale is gone, though, it's gone. Order yours right now and get the Genucel jawline treatment for a more contoured, defined jawline. Genucel.com/MK60. Genucel.com/MK60. Visit Genucel.com now and get a free spa box with 2 bonus gifts and free shipping. It's a great deal. GENUCEL.com/MK60. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.